All right, let me come back to that question. What does he do? We have some updates on, tickets that were booked, for those who are supposedly going to use the trains extended till May 10th. So there's a few developments that we'll also be talking about. But let me hear from Akello Misori, who's the SG KUPPET. So far, we've seen teachers on the streets. And of course, that is another concern for the JSS, in turns. So you remember when we started the CBC, there's already concerns on how we will actually implement the CBC. It had its own share of concern, but let's just hear your opening remarks this far. Are we looking at issues arising, including what Lugari Member of Parliament has shared here this evening, affecting the school calendar and significantly impacting it this far? Welcome to the broadcast, Akello.
Thank you so much, and also join my Member of Parliament to grieve with the relatives who have lost their loved ones in the various parts of the country, including parts of Homa Bay and Migori, and the most recent one, Maimayu,
right,
Tana River, and the Garissa regions. I feel so much offended when we have to discuss this matter of JSS teachers, because remember, somebody else went to court on a matter of public interest and declared the engagement with the Teacher Service Commission illegal. And even as they are on the streets, remember, this is the cohort of teachers who are engaged to first of all, manage transition from primary to junior secondary school. In fact, basically, the people who are in charge of that category of learners are junior secondary school teachers who are engaged as interns. They're the ones who have been declared unconstitutional and their engagement illegal. And the circular that engaged them was also declared a nullity. So look at it from that perspective, that it all goes to affect education.
All right.
And it has impacted very negatively at that level where we are expecting transition to be smooth and in readiness for senior school. That is one. Now come to the confusion. Another show of lack of coordination in government. Does it mean that the government was asleep up to 1:20 a.m. in the morning? In fact, thanks to the Member of Parliament, because he has got various gadgets which can prompt him. What of those who are not prompted? And he has given us a chronology that some schools receive their students start movement 2 days earlier to opening of schools. The schools have opened.
All right.
They have opened, and that is the calendar. I have seen just in your bulletin that Kapsabet boys said they didn't have issues. The teachers were already reported in school, and the learners who came were being received.
I'm sorry to interject.
School.
Yes, I'm sorry to interject.
So these are some disturbing notes that we need not to get from a civilized society, and more so our stage of development.
Okay. Yeah. There is news, however, that the Cabinet Secretary has made it clear that for those who already arrived at their schools, respective schools, they could hang in there. Is that any helpful communication to that point in time?
Reaction. Knee-jerk reaction, because what he is now reacting to is because he has been informed that some schools had their students arrive. But already there is no reason to keep them in school. Because are you going to teach them?
All right.
While others are not being taught elsewhere?
Then what can be done? What can be done this far?
Let me just weigh in on what the Secretary General is saying. It doesn't make any logical sense for the minister saying that the children remain there. The question is, if the teacher was supposed to be in school, he has been told to stay home and he stays home, who will superintend these children? Tell me. Will you hold a teacher responsible for not turning up to take care of these children? And you have given a circular to say, hey, listen, the school is not opening. That's number one. Number two, what do those students do? Because they can't be taught in the absence of the others. For 7 days, what will they be doing in that school? On that, this country, we must get serious. We cannot have a Ministry of Education which is so incompetent. Sorry to say. From, you can see what Misori is saying. JSS, they don't even seem to have a solution. You know, even if the school was opening today, the JSS teachers are on the street. Number one. Number two, the schools didn't get their capitation, all of it. Even if they are opening, there is no telling us, the school, have they now got their capitation? Number three, those schools, even if these kids were to go back, grade 7, grade 8, I've said consistently, they are not being taught properly. They don't have STEM teachers, they don't have math teachers, they don't have adequate teachers for English and Kiswahili. Right. We cannot have a ministry which is so incompetent.
All right.
We are just about half a year to grade 9. No single classroom has been put up for grade 9.